I mean, I think you should try all these games for sure.
Yeah. Except for...
Oh, yeah, pass on that. Unless you want mayhem and bad times and...
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cardboard Drafthouse. My name's Ryan.
This is Dante.
And we are back with episode 5.
Yep.
BTPT.
Number 5.
Number 5. Buy, try, pass, or trash. The show where we tell you whether you should buy a game, try a game, pass on a game, or...
Destroy in the trash.
We just wanted to shout out some people real quick. We got user KI928B, who left us a nice comment on our Miss Over Carcassonne video. Pointed out a little spot where we could have potentially definitely would have won the game had we noticed it. We appreciate comments like that, especially when you're nice, pointing out, that we screwed up.
Yep. Sure did. And I also want to shout out my buddy Curtis, always commenting about my hats and my shirts. And I'll keep doing my best to bring them out and bring some new cool stuff.
For sure. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe, join the party, join these nice folks. We want to see you around here more often. And with that, let's get to BDPD number 5.
Number 5. Is there any cool things that go with 5?
I don't know. I mean, we did the whole episode 4 thing. I don't want to do episode 5, but so I don't know. Dude. Revenge of the 5th. But that's more Star Wars stuff. I don't know. What's the first game, bro?
First game is Tea Witches.
Tea Witches, dude.
Not Tea Garden, like Ryan pointed out in that game.
I said that like 4 times. What do we got?
Gotta try.
I got a pass. I said maybe if it was Beer Witches.
Beer Witches. So Tea Witches is worker placement, push your luck, resource management, where you're pushing your luck and flipping out your Tea Witches line, trying not to bust. And then you're placing your tea pups on the board to gain resources and do actions. And then serve your witches, and then finally get to the end and score who got the most points, pretty much. Gist of the game.
This was tough. I mean, I just feel like this game's a little bit fiddly to me. Sometimes you're looking at one quadrant and what's in the cup, everything that's there. And then other times you're looking at just your pups anywhere on the board and then stuff on your tray. But the stuff on your tray can't be used for, I don't know. It was just like there was sort of some disjointed aspects that made my brain not function well. So I was just struggling through my turns in that game. I felt like it just didn't feel very smooth, I guess, to me.
Sure. I'm not a big fan of the push your luck aspect of the game. It doesn't feel very pushy.
Yeah.
Especially once you start serving your witches, you thin down your deck, and then you just kind of just focus on that, just redoing the same cards and not really your line anymore. There is an order to the game you have to follow, so it's very easy to forget that.
The best part for sure is the like little contraptions that you can add to your board that kind of do different things. I feel like I wanted more of that, or things that did more stuff. But another issue I have with that game is I feel like that worker placement spot is like like you have to do it in round 1. It's necessary. You need to start getting some of those things as soon as possible. And there's only 3 worker placement spots. So in a 4-player game, you could potentially get really screwed, not get any of those things. And then it'd be very hard for you to start to like collect tea onto your board. I know we've only ever played it at 2, so we didn't have those issues. But still, I just feel like some of the worker placement spots are much more integral to go to than others. Some like you maybe went to it one time during the play or not at all. And so that just felt bad that, half the board is useful and the other half is kind of not useful.
Yeah, so the game doesn't scale with player count, so every spot is always open regardless of your playing count. So I would say with more players, more spots get taken more, and then your decisions change a little bit, so it will make it more brain burny. At 4, you're definitely going to have to do actions that you can't do because you're just forced to do them. So definitely it's going to be a big difference between 2 to 4, but also I feel like at 4 would be too long of a game because you are doing a lot of things.
The theme is cool. The art obviously is great. Anytime Sandra Tang is involved in the art, she does a great job. That is a plus, but everything was a bit fiddly. There were multiple turns where we started our turn, we like turned the wheel, we started filling stuff up, and then we went like, wait, I can't do any of this. Like this all just doesn't work. And we like rewind, like put it back. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It felt choppy.
The other things with the upgraded components, if you buy them, the wood pieces are great, but then also come with these clear circles that are terrible because you can't tell your teeth apart.
Yeah, the little beads. We tried that in our first playthrough, and like the colors don't match the colors on the the cards or whatever. And so, we kind of were like, is this the yellow or is this the green? Like, what the heck's going on here? Yeah, I mean, we were struggling with the colors regardless. I don't know. Our buddy Keck was getting mad that we kept calling oranges browns and greens, yellows. And I'm sure if you watched our playthrough of that, you probably were thinking the same thing. So.
Yep. Try from me and a pass from Ryan.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Our next game was the first spooky game of the month. A big spooky game for spooky gamers out there, and that's Final Girl. What do we got?
I have a goodbye. Meg, did you watch our playthrough?
Probably not.
No.
I have a bye with some sort of a knife or machete or whatever the heck that is that I drew down there.
It looks like one of those like pants where you could walk pants.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a walk actually.
Yep.
Jason decided to put down the machete and become a chef.
Yep.
Final Girl is a solo-only board game where you are the final girl and you're running around some map away from some killer or towards the killer to try to kill him. Mm-hmm. You have this card market that you're sort of buying cards in your hand that you play on your turn, and they're always sort of cycling through because whatever you played, it goes into a discard and they don't refresh until after you buy. So you kind of have to pivot what cards you're taking and whatnot, and you keep on playing until either the final girl is defeated or the killer is defeated. I think this game is super neat. I got into it very late to the game. I am the type that if there's a lot of content out there for a game, I like to own it all. And Season 3 was coming out. You had bought some of it, and I was just like, I'm too far gone. I can't catch up with this game, and I just didn't want to even get into it. Well, for October, I wanted to do a playthrough of it. I borrowed your copy, did a playthrough, and I really, really, really enjoy it. I don't think you need to get every single thing out there.
No, there's 3 seasons, and they're working on season 4, and then there's some individuals. I own season 2 and some of the individuals. Mm-hmm. If you buy a season, if you want to buy a box, buy a season, and that's more than enough.
You need to buy the base game. Yes. Then just go out and pick out the killers and the maps that look cool to you. If you're into Alien, there's a Xenomorph one. If you're into Freddy Krueger, there's like a Dr. Dream or whatever the heck that guy, Dr. Fright. There's The Thing. Yep. There's tons of different things that mimic movies and whatnot. So you just grab the flavor that you like and you'll probably be happy with it. I played the Five Nights at Freddy's. Can we call it that?
Yep.
The Buddyland one. And I thought that was a very cool, map. Very cool killer. I did mess up an interaction between a card, and I actually reached out to Van Ryder Games to get a clarification on that ruling. They ruled I played it wrong. If you want to go check out our playthrough, it was the interaction between the camera item and the double boots movement. The camera stops an enemy if you use one of its pips, and they said that it would stop one of the boots but not the second. So then that killer would have walked into my space and probably killed me.
Yeah, so in reality, Meg did not make it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Meg.
I think it's really neat the way the action selection, like the card, buying system is really awesome. You're using your time on your turn to play cards, but then you use what time you have left over to buy more cards. So you're in this constant push-pull of, do I want to play these actions but then have nothing left to buy cards? Or do I kind of hold back, not do as much on my turn, and then I can buy more stuff? So that is a really neat mechanic that I like a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of push your luck elements where you're rolling the dice, discarding cards. So sometimes things don't go your way and you might die right away. But the good thing about this is you can probably just reset it up right fast. It doesn't take that long to reset everything up once you start playing it.
That is like the one nitpick for sure, that there's dice rolling checks in the game, and you could be playing the most strategic game that you've ever played and you just get screwed on dice rolls and you're still gonna lose. But you know, I mean, that's a horror movie for you, dude.
Yeah.
Killer got you.
Yeah, things did not go your way.
That was Final Girl. What are we looking at next, dude?
Next, we are looking at Fliptoons.
Could there be a more different mashup of games?
They can't be.
What do we got?
Okay. I got a try, and then my brain got a brain fart, and I didn't know what to put, so I just left it blank.
I put buy, and I put that's all, folks.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Fliptoons is it's a little box game. It's a deck builder. It's really quick.
So you're flipping your cards. They give you an amount of money you can spend on a turn, and you get 2 actions, and then you spend your money to get new cards based on the row. On the left side, they're the cheapest, and then as you get farther along, they're the most expensive, and they're set up in a way based on the number.
The higher the card is, it's probably more powerful. It's going to be on the more expensive side. But if a bunch of really high cost, high powered cards flop out, you'll still get a cheap one on one end. So you kind of get a deal. And they're always constantly sliding around as to, their power.
So I gave this a try. I think it's something you definitely want to check out and play. It goes really quick, so you can play multiple games. And I love the art of it. I do like some of the powers of the cards. My one issue with the game is that sometimes you flip up too many high cards, and then you get them for super cheap, and then somebody just gets screwed, and you get like a really powerful for right away because just the way the cards landed.
It's
and
true.
Then the other people just get like regular basic lower cards.
Somebody could get hooked up for sure in this game, and that could be frustrating, definitely. It's a deck builder, so you're building your deck. And the one thing about this game is you just draw 6 cards and you put them out into a 3x2 grid. And as you draw them, you have to put them in those spots. And a lot of the cards will give you like a bonus if it lands in the center column or something, or if it's in the top row. But you don't get to pick where they go. So it's kind of random in that aspect. I think that's neat. It can be frustrating. When we played it with Tammy, she had cards that like wanted to be in the top row, and they just every single round were in the bottom row. And she was just like, dude, what the heck? Like, I can't get this to work. But that's sort of the chaotic fun of the game, I think. I already want there to be an expansion with more cards and more interactions and more stuff going on, just because it is kind of a chaotic mess when you just get all these tunes kind of doing their thing,
That's one of the things I really like. The chaotic of what they do, and then sometimes they interact with each other. That is the fun part.
Mm-hmm. The reason I have it at a buy is because it is just such a small box game. It's inexpensive. It's easy to store and keep around, and like even take with you places to just play out at brewery or whatever. So that's why I have it at a buy. If this was like a big box deck builder, maybe it would just be a try.
Yeah, I'm still try. I think it's fun. You definitely try it and see what it brings to the table, but I'm not ready to buy it.
For sure. That was Fliptoons, man.
Yep. What's our next game?
Our next game is something near and dear to your heart.
This.
It is Ofrenda.
Ready?
Yeah.
I once again have a try.
I said, this makes me sad. And I put pass. And I said, I won't be remembered.
Please, don't forget him.
Ofrenda is a game based on Day of the Dead. I came from Mexico, so I had my plenty of time enjoying those festivities. It is a card placing game.
Card draft.
Card draft,
place,
yeah. And it's just a puzzle where you have 12 spots, so you get 12 turns. And your goal is to place the cards, hoping that they flip and they score you points. And they have different objectives that you need. Color, symbols.
Art, amazing. Theme, great. The puzzle of the game is just so rough, dude. Like, it's insanely hard. In this game, you pretty much just have to go into it knowing you can't flip everything.
Right.
Even though that's what you want to do. You want to try to do it. We're gamers. We want to game this out and like really figure it out. But when we played that, we just sat and stared at our boards for like 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time. If you watch that playthrough, there's some editing magic going on because, yeah, we were struggling through some of those choices.
Yeah, so the playthrough is 50 something minutes, double that.
Yeah, our raw footage was like an hour 40. And it's just because, yeah, you're placing these things out there and it's like, this guy doesn't want any pinks next to him, so I gotta like mind that. But then, this guy needs to have 4 skull symbols somewhere on your board or whatever. And it's just so hard. It's such a restrictive, hard puzzle. I just it broke my brain several times.
Yeah, so the biggest issue with the game is that it's very restrictive. In your head, you're always trying to, again, match everything and flip everything, which technically you can. That'd be a perfect game, but it's not going to happen. You're going to get to a point where you have to make a sacrifice because nothing on your hand matches or it's what you need on your board. Or sometimes just what's on the row of cards is not what you need.
And so you have to draft one on your turn. Like, that's a must. And so if everything out there is terrible for you, you're just like, okay, well, I'm just taking this and it's just going to be like a dead card in my hand. Dead card.
Yeah, there was a lot of points where we mentioned this is terrible, this doesn't work. If you watch the playthrough, definitely try it. The theme, I think it's a neat puzzle, but it is very restrictive. It's gonna bring your burn because you're always trying to flip and match everything as best as you can, which you won't be able to, but you won't listen to yourself.
There's 2 games that kind of pop into my mind that are similar-ish to this, which are Cascadia and Come Sail Away, in that it's a spatial puzzle where you're trying to place things, you sort of are drafting things, and I feel like those puzzles are just much more fun to figure out. You can still have things not work out in those, but it doesn't feel as devastating when they don't work out, right? In Cascadia, you're kind of doing the exact same thing. You draft a tile instead of a card, and then you draft an animal instead of a candle, and then you're placing them out into their, little habitat. And that just is a much more fun to figure out puzzle for me. So if I was looking at a game in this realm, I would gravitate towards those over Ofrenda.
Yeah, I wish this was a buy for me, but because I love the theme, I love everything else about it, but the restricted puzzle is what makes it a try.
Let's make Ofrenda 2. We'll design it.
Okay.
All right. The next game is the Anarchy, and one of us has never played it, so that should be a good review, huh?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
So I have played the Anarchy. I have it as a buy.
Yep.
You played Hadrian's Wall,
which is the pre. I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it.
He had it.
I had it. So I'm gonna try because I would want to try see what's new and different. This is a successor which added more and kind of built off the Hadrian's Wall things.
I never played Hadrian's Wall, so we're in different camps here. He got it. He tried it. He sold it. Typically, we don't play flip and right type games. If we do, we play them once or twice, and then we're kind of over them.
Yep.
That's usually how it goes with us. I saw this game, and it looked like a flip and right sort of elevated. It comes with a lot of wooden components. There's decks of cards. There's this castle that you're building up with these specialty dice and towers and stuff. And so I gave it a shot, and I was really pleasantly surprised by it. It is very addicting. There's a little solo campaign book that you can go through. Every chapter, there's sort of different victory conditions that you need to hit to win the chapter. That's what makes the game a buy for me, and it really just makes the game in general. Each chapter that you're trying to do gives you something to focus on, and it forces you to play a little bit differently. I'm currently on chapter 4. Chapter 4 I've played twice and failed twice now. And I'm chomping at the bit. I'm like, gosh, I got to figure out how to beat this one. But yeah, it's been very, very interesting to have to figure out a different strategy each time to kind of make this puzzle work.
I mean, once he's done with it, I'll try it, but that'll be in the future.
Yeah, it's a very cool game. It is a little bit intimidating looking at the the player board, if you will, the player sheet, there's just tons of stuff that you can do, right? And you can get analysis paralysis. You just kind of have to start focusing on something and just start going, because you chain so much in this game. You know, you build this thing, which gives you this back, and then you use that to build this other thing, and it gives you something back, and you're constantly just churning through resources. And that's really neat. Just being able to chain so much stuff is really fun and rewarding. And like I said, in the solo campaign, it gives you something to focus on. So just like focus on that. Just start working on that, and everything else will kind of fall into place.
He does have a playthrough of it. So depending when you watch this, it's already out, and it's, you know, you can go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's supposed to come out before this. I have no clue.
I'm the scheduler. Yeah, it's gonna come out next Friday, and this is probably coming out like 3 Fridays from now. Yeah, check it out. The Anarchy. Where is it? Right here? Somewhere?
Somewhere.
What's our next game, bro?
Our next game is Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest.
Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest.
I messed it up.
I gotta add something.
Alright, so I have hard pass arg.
So I put pass, unless you like mean games, and then I did put that Kyle and Joel loved it.
So much. Libertalia is a game where everybody has the same deck of cards, and every round everybody has the same cards. You place them down. Everybody puts at the same time, and nobody knows what everybody's placing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you flip them all at the same time, and they go in order from right to left. And once you do that, you activate them from left to right. And then you get little tokens that do special things.
Mm-hmm. It's a pirate-themed game, and so you've got like all these different pirate-themed cards, which that's all neat. And, you know, every round there's a certain amount of tiles like on each island or whatever that you're exploring, and you're trying to sort of collect various tiles to, you know, and they do different things. Sometimes you want to collect like sets, and sometimes just one will do something. And, you know, there's like a saber, which will kill other cards from other players and stuff. So there is a lot of meanness in this game. And, you know, like he said, everybody starts with the same cards in their hand. So you can kind of see what somebody else might play, and you can decide to play something else that might screw that person over. And so it seems less thinky than it would be, but you can really try to, you know, delve into what other people are going to play. It's like mind games, and then try to, you know, play your card that's going to screw everybody else and get you the most stuff, which, you know, that's true pirate fashion. But we had some buddies that were kind of going at it at one point, and one guy screwed over one guy, and so then the rest of the game the other guy was screwing over the other guy, even though it wasn't like maybe the best play. And
I was in the middle of all of it.
He was sitting in between the two of them. Yeah, it was kind of fun from my side of the table, like seeing it all just like break out like that. But
I don't know, they got kind of heated.
Yeah, we played it once, and I was like, all right, let's just put that away and never play that again.
So the goal of the game is to get money's points. So you're just trying to collect as much gold as possible.
Put it in your treasure chest.
Yep, and that's how you win the game. I think it's 6 rounds. You need like, I would say minimum 4.
Yeah, definitely. I got this game because it can play up to 6 players, and there aren't a lot of games that play that many players that, you know, you can play in a good amount of time. And this is sort of a simultaneous play game where everybody plays a card at the same time. You flip them up, and then you activate all the cards, and it's fairly quick doing that. So that's why I got this game. But yeah, like you could not play this with 2 or 3 players. That would just be kind of janky.
So I would say the things I do like about it, I like that everybody has the same deck. I like how every game is going to be different, because the deck of cards is like 100 cards.
I think there's 40 or 50.
Oh, there you go. But you only play with like 20 something of them. So everybody has the same deck, so you kind of know what everybody has. The only thing I don't like about it is that you have the same cards every round. Later on, it kind of changes once you start bringing cards back and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the first rounds, everybody usually just plays the same card at the same time, because it's just the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that matters is just the player order.
Your reputation.
Your reputation. And just kind of like, like our first 2 rounds, everybody was just, again, playing the same card. And you can get sneaky and play a different card, but it doesn't always work out
Yeah.
Or maybe the cards you have don't do anything when you do that.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, there was definitely a round where it was like we all played something and it was like, oh, it's the 14. And so we literally play them all out. And then if there's ties between players, you just look at the reputation track. So then, you know, if you're higher on the reputation track, yours goes to the far right, activates first, you get to do the thing. Then the people at the end of the line just kind of get screwed. But, you know, that's sort of the whole point of the game. We just don't like those kinds of games normally. And so that's why I did put it's a pass for us. If you happen to like those kind of mean, high interaction, like screwing over other people type games, I got a game for you. I'll sell it to you. Do you want a copy?
Not me. This game is not for me.
Yeah. Dang, I almost thought you would put trash. That could have been the first trash on the channel, dude.
I don't think it's bad enough for me to just trash this game.
Yeah, it isn't like a trash game. It's not bad. It's just definitely not our flavor of game.
Trash is just bad game. Like everything's just bad.
Yeah.
This is like there's a game there. I like some things about it, but I don't want to play this game.
Yeah. I feel you. So we're playing Libertalia after this, right?
It's 2 people. Yes.
What's the next game?
Our next game was our Halloween special game.
Ooh.
Mists over Carcassonne. Okay. Have a try.
Dang.
I put boo. Boo, not some boo as bad as boo as a ghost.
Oh. That kind of almost looks like another bee.
There you go.
I put buy. Put Slimer approved.
Slimer approved.
Yeah.
Mists over Carcassonne is Carcassonne following regular Carcassonne rules, except we have new tiles, which is the castle and the cemetery or graveyard. Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And you have ghosts that come out on the board. And this is a co-op game also. So your goal is to score points based on the goal. There are 6 levels. We have played 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to score points based on
the criteria
of the chapter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just it's a tile drafting. Well, you don't really draft them. It's a tile laying game.
Yep.
You just flip over a tile and you have to place it out somewhere onto the board. And as Dante mentioned in this version, there are ghosts and you've got a finite amount. And if you ever run out, you lose the game. I've enjoyed it. We played it, like he said, 3 times. We've done chapter 1, 2, and 3. We recorded chapter 1 and 2 and the footage got corrupted.
Yep.
And we beat both of those and we were feeling really great about it. And then we re-recorded it and did chapter 3 where you can go click on it right here if you want to and watch it first. But spoiler alert, we failed by 1 point. And there were definitely multiple opportunities where we could have won and we didn't because we got greedy. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, user KI928B pointed out a specific tile that was like so perfect to close a road, close a huge section of mist that would have given us some ghosts back. We just didn't see it.
We got tunnel vision.
We got tunnel vision and just we were gunning for this one specific tile that like it wasn't coming and we just needed to pivot, but we just didn't. But that's what's cool about the game. I mean, we could sit here and sort of game out where we want to put stuff and you know, how we're going to try to score as many points as we can. And I enjoyed that a lot, honestly.
I love the cooperative thing about it. I think that was really fun. I think in our playthrough that people saw that we were talking about it, we're discussing, we're placing things. The only reason I would not fully have it to buy, because I feel like once you maybe get through all the puzzles, what's the point of maybe playing it again? You might just not bring it out anymore or maybe very, very rarely once you do. But I do like the challenge of trying to do all 6 chapters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see that. I could see, you know, it bumping down to a try just because it kind of has a shelf life, if you will. But I think it's a good game to have in your collection if you're going to be introducing games to like new board gamers.
Yep.
I think this would be like a great recommend for somebody just getting into board gaming because it's co-op, so everybody can work together and kind of help everybody out. And it just, you know, it gets you in that tile laying groove. I feel like if you played this and you got good at this, then like moving on to maybe Cascadia or something in that realm would be like the next step up. And now you're working your way to like some more advanced tile placement type stuff.
Yep. So I bought this game because those reasons. It is a simple game. It's easy to play. I bought it because our buddy Chris is more of a light gamer. So that this would be a good game to play with them. And then we could play something co-op and share our thoughts. And I have played it with them. We actually did play together. And we managed to beat level 3. We also lost level 3 and then we played it again. Mm-hmm. And then, but he really enjoyed it and he wants to do the other levels. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely down to do that. And we also, those are reasons because it kind of fit the Halloween theme. Because we were looking for games to play.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely wanted some Halloween games and we wanted to do some things that maybe some other channels weren't going to do. It's not the hottest game. It's not the newest game. It just came out the other day and it doesn't have a ton of views. Sorry about that, Miss Over Carcassonne, but I still hold you near and dear to my heart.
I mean, I had tons of fun playing it again and doing the whole puzzle. And then people saying, oh, you could have done this. And watching, it's like, oh, yeah, there's like 3 spots where you could have done something different. But again, you get tunnel vision. Yeah. You get stuck in one thing.
Mm-hmm. And we appreciate when people drop us a comment and tell us what we could have done, especially when they're nice about it. So, yeah.
Well, that was Mr. Carcassonne. It was a try for me. But, I mean, if you want to buy it, go for it. And he is an absolute buy.
Yeah. I like that game.
Yeah.
I'll take it off your hands, dude. I'm not scared. Or I should have said, I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Who you gonna call?
We only have one more game, dude.
All right.
We're at the end of the line.
Yeah, we had an extra game. Usually we do 7. This is an extra one.
We got a freebie in here. What is it, though?
Oh, yeah. So it's Everdell Silverfrost is the last Everdell game to come out.
Mm-hmm.
They also announced a new one.
They did.
The jungle one.
That one looks very different. From the images I've seen, I think there's dice involved. I've seen some dice on the board. I'm like, what the heck is that?
I've only seen the cover.
The board is like tiered. There's like you're like moving through a freaking like temple. I don't know, man. It looks wild. Anyways, this is Everdell Silverfrost.
Yeah, different game. Buy question mark if you don't already own Everdell or other Everdells.
I put buy. It's Everdell hard mode. So yeah, I guess my buy is sort of a question mark as well. If you have Everdell, if you like Everdell, but you want something a little more difficult, this is that. Because this is essentially Everdell. There's a few new tricks and such with this version.
Yeah, there's snow and there's fire and they switched the chimneys are the new way to get free.
Sure. And then the cards too. Now you have like little personal quests instead of the like public goals, which I do actually like that kind of a lot. In regular Everdell, there's like a pool of, objectives out for anybody to achieve.
Right.
And in this one, you get hidden quests that you can achieve. There are a couple
the purple
public ones.
The purple ones are the publics.
But what I like about them is a lot of times they're only comparing you to the player on your left. So you don't need to be better than everybody at the table. You just need to be beating that person. So you're kind of constantly like looking over to the person on your left, like, what do they got going on over there, which I thought that was cool. And then the other thing that makes this game just way harder is the snow.
Yep, so this game has snow, and you add snow after you cross seasons, and it covers spots on your player area. It covers cards. It also covers in your city, and then it covers spots in the board. Mm-hmm. And what snow does, it makes it more expensive to go there. And you have to pay fire. So fire's a new resource, and now you have to keep track of fire. And the other thing snow does, it turns off your cards. Mm-hmm. So cards you have, and they have snow, though technically they're not even there.
They're blank. Yep. It's as if it doesn't exist. For scoring purposes, for completing quests, anything of that nature. So, managing your snow and like getting the snow off of your cards is a lot more difficult. At the end of the game, you might not be able to clear everything. And so you need to go, okay, what's going to score me the most points? what do I need to, this card cares about having purple buildings, so I really want to like clear off as many purple buildings as I can. It makes it a much harder puzzle for sure.
And then snow also is a scoring criteria at the end of the game. And the other thing is once you cross a certain point, snow becomes more harder to even get off. It costs 2 fire instead of 1 fire.
If you like Everdell and you just want something a little more difficult, give this a try. If you're completely content with regular Everdell and you don't want it to be harder, then pass on this one for sure, because that's all it is. It's a harder version of Everdell.
So Everdell, what it's been doing is fixing things that original Everdell problem has, which is, you need a certain card to get it work for your building, or the cards don't cycle as much. Stuff like that, little fixes. So Far Short came out and it fixed a few of those things. And this came out, it fixed some of those other issues, but also made it a little bit harder by adding more mechanics.
Yeah. I enjoyed it though. I mean, I like Everdell. I have the complete collection, the big old box that's like this tall. There are certain expansions that I think are always include. There are some that I think you never play with. And then there's one, the board at the bottom, that is, if you want that harder experience of regular Everdell, you can add that in, which makes the game a lot deeper. But I'm down to have Silverfrost in my collection, even though I own the complete collection.
Yeah, I only own the original with everything. I would say if you don't own any Everdell, either get Far Shore or Silverfrost. Don't get the original one. I think the new ones just fix the things. And then the thing that about original is that you want expansions.
New Leaf just like really set original off. So if you have the first Everdell, I would highly recommend at least get New Leaf and play with those two, because that just added so many more cards and it adds a little bit more cards to the meadow, and it just really set that off for me. So
yeah, but if you want to just right out of the box, either one of those, but I would choose Silverfrost over Far Shore.
For sure.
I like the tougher puzzle.
Yeah. Well, that's it, man. BTPT 5.
Number 5, yep.
We're out. We're on the way out, dude. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Remember to like and subscribe. We want to see you around here more often.
Yeah. Please let us know what you agree with us and what you don't agree with us. We would love to talk about that, and then I want to see your opinions about that.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments.
Yep. And, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to drink and play responsibly. We had no drinks today. But you don't really need them for a BTPT.
Nah. Have a good one, y'all. We'll see you at the next one.
Bye, everyone.
See ya. Nice job, man.
A lot of tries for me.
I forgot that try was an option. I only had buys and passes.